How to enhance your critical thinking in operations management. Critical thinking for operations management guarantees that the spirit of operational management is instilled in all members, allowing them to think logically and critically to fine-tune all parts of the organizational unit. But first, if you are new here, consider subscribing to this channel to continue receiving great weekly videos on consulting. Don't forget to hit that notification bell so that you can get informed every time I publish a new video. Critical thinking is the process of evaluating information to discover the best response to a topic or problem. You can make educated judgments that result in favorable outcomes by drawing on your knowledge, logic, observation, and dialogue with others. Too many company executives do not think through critical issues, taking the time to consider all sides of the case. Instead, leaders frequently go to the first assumption regardless of the evidence. A lack of higher cognitive understanding or thinking is another important factor that contributes to arrogance. I already do that, you may be considering, but you almost certainly do, just not as consciously or extensively as you can. Developing these critical conceptual frameworks would go a bit towards assisting you in improving a highly sought-after skill in operational management. Inquire about assumptions. When working to turn around a business, you will often begin by challenging the firm's assumptions. For example, you pretended to be a shopper and visited hundreds of retail chains' locations. You rapidly discovered that the firm had thought its clients had far more expandable cash than they did. Because of this erroneous assumption, the firm overhauled its clothing. They could have made more money if they had offered lesser shirts and pants. They would have made millions more each year. The first step in accepting challenges is knowing when and how to do so. Whenever the stakes are high, it turns out how a critical attitude is advantageous. So whether you're conducting a talk about lengthy corporate strategy, which will require years of work and investment, be able to ask these basic questions about your beliefs. How do you know your company will thrive? What does the study evidence about your potential analysis estimates? Have you attempted to put yourself in your consumer's shoes as a secret shopper? Reasons for using logistical arguments. Refer back to the chain of logic established by a given statement in your business. At every step, ask yourself if the data proves a statement. Is it possible to draw a sensible conclusion based on all the proof? Understanding fundamental mistakes can also help you learn more logically. People, for example, commonly engage what is referred to as posthoc reasoning. Management, for example, may believe that the sales agents produce more purchases throughout the spring since they are energized by the motivational speeches provided at the annual revenue conference. Still, the management won't know if that assumption is correct until that hypothesis is verified. Seek out different points of view and opportunities for collaboration. It is usual for people to associate with those who share their belief or behaviors. Social media marketing can further limit our viewpoints by delivering only news that supports our particular beliefs. If everyone in our social circles believes the same way we do, we age. Our thinking becomes more inflexible and we are less inclined to modify our minds in reaction to new information. According to research, the more people listen to others who hold similar opinions as them, the more polarized their ideas develop. It is necessary to leave your tiny cocoon. You can start cautiously. When you work in accountancy, find friends in marketing. Take your younger co-workers to a sporting event when you always eat a meal with senior management. Teaching yourself in this manner will allow you to bypass your normal thought patterns and obtain more spectacular ideas. Too many organizations, particularly in the corporate world, do not take the time to engage in rigorous reasons. People, however, critical thinking is necessary to labor that pays dividends. While luck plays a role in company performance, educated assessment can lead to little, major, and critical business victories. Actuality. In today's markets, competitors can quickly duplicate or reverse engineer the most tournament product or service developments. Exceptional execution is becoming increasingly important differentiator, and businesses are paying more attention to the business procedures that enable it. However, poll after study reveals the following organization realities. Logical reasoning is lacking. That is, most managers and supervisors lack the proper element-level understanding to explain why their departments are organized credibly or function in that manner. Many managers are unaware of which essential business operations are critical to their success. They are unable to identify factors for success. They are unable to begin with the end goal in mind. Most of the time, customer expectations are not adequately translated into technical standards and characteristics to improve the effectiveness of the brand. Managers frequently fail to articulate the quality and operational requirements clearly. They have difficulty defining the critical needs of essential processes. Failure to specify critical process performance indicators. What kind of talent do you have access to, and what can you expect from them? Fresher candidates with knowledge from outside the market. You can't create a team of people and expect them to generate exceptional results. Every aspect of operational excellence stems from challenging assumptions and employing critical and creative thinking. As a result, cultivating a critical thinking culture in your staff is crucial. The necessity of critical thinking. Because organizations continuously strive for better, more educated answers, critical thinkers are also in fierce competition. Critical thinking at work in particular benefits you in the following ways. Improve decision-making by assessing the integrity and possible impact of an argument. Develop your values and confidence, and form your own opinions about an issue. Build stronger working relationships by engaging with your co-workers and managers on an even higher and more academic level. Look over your work to see where you might enhance the accuracy and economy. Improve your listening and reading comprehension and retention skills. Enhance your critical thinking capabilities. Here are some suggestions for improving your critical thinking skills and becoming a better employee. Enhance your identity. Recognize your thought process. Improve your vision. Make queries. Examine the data that is accessible. Recognize your thought process. Identify and evaluate where you perceive knowledge. Knowing how to listen to, comprehend and respond to news is crucial for increasing cognitive effectiveness at work. Being a critical thinker is being aware of your own biases and how they influence solutions and judgments. Before making a decision, take the time to assess your thought process. It will enable you to operate with greater objectivity. Improve your foresight. Consider how others could react to a situation or action you undertake. Identify the various outcomes of a problem and what could alter, both positively and negatively. Having the ability to predict how your activities at work will result in responses can help you make the right option. Engage in effective communication. Active listening is an essential part of critical thinking. Listen closely and carefully as employees and managers converse and focus on comprehending their viewpoint. Gaining a complete understanding of whatever they want, need or predict can help you react favorably and have a meaningful discussion. It is not difficult to see that critical thinking entails asking the questions that need to be asked. According to Notice, critical thinking also entails thinking through the issues to answer them and thinking that your answer is correct for the issue at hand. Examine the available evidence. Using analytical reasoning, draw on prior experience and information to help you make your decision. Have you ever worked on a project or dealt with a current system? What did you learn from the experience? By conducting research, sorting information, and applying prior experience as current proof, you might arrive at a more effective way to function within the present. Taking part in coaching staff activities. Many coaching staff activities are intended to develop critical thinking skills in both organizations and people. Participate in these activities if they are used in your organization. If your organization does not have instances, consider sharing them with your staff at a meeting to enjoy the same advantage and seeking leadership positions. What critical thinking entails. After establishing the necessity for a shift in mindset towards more critical thinking, we must define what that entails in the workplace. Critical thinking in general is the ability to deal with the inconsistencies and challenges of a volatile situation in a reasoned, intentional, and reasonable way. Decisions are made in a fair, impartial, truthful, and depending on the situation, suitable. Critical thinking is also analytical and concentrated, analyzing the cognitive process itself regularly. It is goal-oriented thinking. Critical thinking requires a fair degree of skepticism as well as sound judgment. While dealing with the complexities of real-life circumstances, you may always find any event, no matter where you are on the road to becoming a critical thinker. So first, more completely develop your abilities. Critical thinking will assist you in developing better balanced arguments, expressing one clearly, reading critically, and efficiently absorbing crucial information. Essential skills of reflection will benefit you in any field or situation in life, from science to art to business to teaching. There could be several approaches to this problem, but critical thinking allows you to identify the optimal one. If you like the video, give us a like to make more videos like this one, and tell us in the comments section below what type of videos you want. Lastly, don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more weekly videos.